Well, hey, Foothill. Listen, I wanted to let you know some good news. Finally, we're going to be able to go to two services here on March 21st, and on the same Sunday, we're going to be moving our kids ministry indoors and giving the option of letting parents drop off their kids. So, let me just answer several questions that I know might come up, and we've tried to set this out so that if you want to skip forward to those questions, you can. We've made it easy in the email. But here we go. I'm just going to walk through each one in turn, okay? The easy answer for that is just we need more room, right? That is that if you've come, you've noticed we are filling up and to capacity and then some beyond the back gate. And this has filled up our parking. For the last few weeks, we have had no more parking left. In fact, we've even filled up neighborhoods that are adjacent to us. And even this has been a deterrent for some people because some people drive in, they see the largeness of the crowd, like, yeah, maybe next time. So we want to be able to socially distance. We want to be able to have the room, and we need the room because we have grown beyond the numbers that we can accommodate in one service. The answer is yes. We will add more services as we need to in order to accommodate more people, right? We may end up going back to the 9, 10, and 11 and even utilizing Graham, but we always want to make sure that we have enough room for the people that desire to attend. This is an important question, right? And we're going to be doing kind of the normal things until the county says otherwise. We'll be wearing masks. We will be doing our best to socially distance, and just know that we're going to sanitize between services in our kids areas, in our main areas. We're going to make sure everything's sanitary and ready to go so that we don't have any sort of cross infection or things like that happening between services. Man, I'm super excited about this because finally we're going to allow parents to drop their kids off for our children's ministry, at least giving them that option, right? And that means that if you have an elementary student, they will go into the gym. If you have a preschool toddler, they'll go into the presentation room. It'll be socially distanced, right? All of that in place, and we'll be putting them into cohorts, okay, like groups of 14, something like that, to make sure they're all stable. So you will be allowed to drop off your kids starting on March 21st. Oh, we're definitely following county guidelines. We have permission from the county. They've said you can meet indoors. They have said they want us to keep it at cohorts. So we're trying to follow these guidelines as much as possible. You know, now there seems to be a medical consensus, or at least a large group saying that it is not dangerous for kids to gather indoors as long as we keep cohort stable and things like that. So just know we're not going rogue. We're not trying to do this on our own. We are doing our best to make sure that we're staying safe, we're legal, and we're operating in a reasonable manner. Well, the quick answer is it's absolutely necessary, right? We have to move indoors in order to make more room, right? We need every one of those available options. We need the ability to meet inside, outside, online. Okay, so it's necessary that we have the room and are able to be inside the gym or the presentation room. Number two, just know it's legal, right? Again, like I said, we're following county protocols. We really believe it's going to be safe, right? Again, the medical community plus all the things we're putting in place to make sure that your kids stay safe. And then finally, we've figured out a way to do this, right? We figured out a way so that parents, those who want to opt into that, can do that and can drop their kids off and they can go to service together, right? There's some of our parents who haven't been together in a service for over a year. And so we're just super excited to be able to offer that again. So let me just say this. First of all, there's nothing bulletproof. We cannot make a perfect system. We're going to do our best. So here's the things we're going to try and do. We're going to, or we are going to do. We're going to require families to fill out a health questionnaire, right? There's no symptoms. We're going to do a temperature check at the check-in. We're going to do an audible, a verbal symptom check. Hey, doesn't matter if you filled this out, want to make sure everybody good, no fever, no symptoms of COVID, things like that. And then we're going to require masks for children over the age of 3. We're not required to do that for children under 3. And to the best of our ability, we're going to put them in stable cohorts. and we're going to keep them socially distanced during the lesson time and as much as we can even during the free activity time. So all of that combined, we're doing our best to make sure that we're following county guidelines and we're keeping your kids safe. Hey, listen, we understand that, and so we're not taking away anything. We're just adding, right? So that is that there will now be an indoor option. We will continue to have the outdoor option where parents can actually be with their children, like you're used to if you've been coming. We will do the drive up in your car option, right? There's been families who've come up. We've reserved spaces for them. They can sit in their trunks, have the kids sit in the trunks, watch the service that way because they want to socialize with other people. And then we will continue to offer online. So all of these things we're going to continue to do. We're just opening up the option for those that are ready to be in person and be able to drop their kids off. The answer is probably, most likely, right? I don't see necessarily that going away for a while, but listen, we're going to watch the county and see what they do. It won't be required for children under 3, right? Because again, the medical guidelines are talking that way, that's not necessary, but it will be a yes for everyone over 3, right? We've got to make sure that we're doing that. The mask requirement will stay in place, just so you know, as long as that's required by the county, right? So we're going to continue to do that. And listen, if you say I don't like that, neither do I. I don't like the mask. I don't like to sing, but I'm saying we want to be obedient to the authorities. They're not saying we can't preach the gospel. We're going to continue to sing. All those kinds of things are going to happen. When they become optional for the county, then they will become optional for you and I. And then it'll just be kind of up to you and how comfortable you are either wearing a mask or not wearing a mask. Well, the answer is that we will move indoors when the county allows us to be at a capacity that makes sense, right? We can have something like 300 people outside and be socially distanced. In fact, there's no even number requirement for us to be outside. When we move indoors under the current Tier 1 purple tier that we're in, we're at a 25% capacity, right? That is that we would have to do multiple services to make that happen. To be honest with you, it just doesn't make sense right now. I just don't see any advantage to moving indoors. The advantage would, of course, be to us as a staff, to people that are working hard to sort of set up and tear down. But truthfully, there's really no other advantage. So we want to do it when it's safe. We want to do it when we can accommodate a similar number of people indoors as we currently do outdoors. Here's what I'm fairly confident, man. Given the last year, I don't want to say for sure on anything, but I am fairly confident we're going to be back indoors before the hot weather hits for this summer. And then we'll be able to utilize the playground for kids and all of those things and sort of reshuffle the deck. But in the meantime, we're going to stay outdoors because it just makes sense right now. Hey, listen, the last thing I just want to say is just be patient. Be patient with us and with one another, right? We understand that we are not creating a perfect system. We're going to learn as we go. We're all trying to adapt to this new environment. We know some people are rip-roaring, ready to go and go back indoors and pull off their masks and all that. We know others are saying, "Man, I'm nervous about that. I don't like that." And we're being told that masks prevent transmission. So we just want to love one another, right? We want to be kind to one another and help one another. So just be patient through all this. Our hope is that in the summer, this summer, we're gonna return to some semblance of normalcy. But in the meantime, listen, we're going to continue to preach the gospel. We're going to continue to disciple people. We're going to continue to reach out into our community. We're going to continue to plant churches and support church planters and missionaries around the world. And we're going to continue to lead people into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ rooted in the gospel. Those things have never changed. We've never stopped doing them in spite of COVID. So hang with us, right, as we go through this. We're going to go carefully, we're going to go incrementally, but we're going to go certainly, and we're going to move into the future together as a church. I love you, and I look forward to seeing you this Sunday and look forward to when we can start to unfold some of these changes in the coming weeks.